Hello and welcome to Spectator TV. I'm Natasha Feroze, head of TV at The Spectator, and today I am joined by the Spanish commentator Ada Lluch to discuss the situation in Spain because last week Pedro Sanchez announced his intention to regularize 500,000 migrants currently in Spain. Ada, could you just explain his intentions and how he's going to get this passed? Because I believe it's a royal decree.
It is a royal decree. It didn't go through Congress. Basically, he just decided that everyone that has been in Spain for 6 months or more illegally is going to get regularized just because. And also they can bring their families and then regularize all of their family. So at the end of the day, it's going to be more than 500,000 illegal migrants. And it's a pretty messed up situation because Spaniards do not want it. No one voted for it. And we are going to have to deal with the consequences of it.
And typically in Spain, it's slightly unusual compared to other European countries. A lot of the migrants are Latinos.
They are.
Do you know what proportion of these migrants that are going to apply under this 500,000 scheme are Latinos versus from the rest of the world?
I actually have no idea, and I don't think they have any idea either because, as we said, they are illegals, so we have no identification for them.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you is, since he announced the law, I have friends who went to the Pakistani embassy, and there were these huge lines outside of it in Barcelona of people applying for it.
Yeah.
So I am very much afraid that it's going to be a big proportion of third world countries, migrants.
What is your greatest worry about these migrants being regularized?
Well, the greatest worry I have, besides the safety on the streets, because as we know, women are no longer safe on the streets, it's the fact that they will be able to vote eventually. And once all these migrants are able to vote, we will not be able to change our government because, of course, they are going to vote for Pedro Sanchez because they are making them legal. And this is going to be a tragedy for our country. Actually, 2 days after they announced this Real Decreto, another left-wing leader said that their goal now is to replace all the right-wing Spaniards for them. And they are going to change the law so they can vote and they can get a passport. So they are not doing this out of humanity. They are doing this so they can stay in power forever because they are so corrupt and they know the second they are out of power, they are going to go to jail.
Yeah, I want to get onto the topic about corrupt. I think sometimes looking from an outsider's perspective, it seems like a little bit of a stretch that the fear amongst the opposition to this policy is that they'll be able to vote.
Exactly.
Because it's 500,000 in a country of 48 million people. So it seems a little bit like unrealistic that is the concern. But what Pedro Sanchez says and the PSOE is that it's for the economy. They need people to come to Spain to work. Spanish jobs grew more than any other jobs in the Eurozone. And Spanish people don't seem to want to be doing the jobs that migrants are doing.
Well, first of all, I would like to say that there is a 25% unemployment rate within young people in Spain. So there is a lot of young people who does not have a job. And also I would like to point out that a lot of people now need 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. So maybe, yes, the employments went up because people need more jobs than one, because you cannot survive with only one job. Yeah. So I don't think this is the issue. Well, and also one big problem that we have in Spain, and I am not a specialist about it, is that we have las pensiones, meaning that a lot of people rely on the state money to survive, especially old people, and this is not a sustainable economy system. So they are worried about that, but bringing more people in, it's not the solution to it. It's fixing the economy.
We have a massive issue with the welfare state in the UK. I just wonder if, there's a huge amount of resistance across Europe to the wave of immigration. But I wonder if in the case with Spain specifically, by regularizing 500,000 of them, you can put them on the tax register. They have jobs and then hopefully they pay tax. They contribute towards the country. Would that make it any better for you? Or do you think that still is a massive concern?
So I think the problem as well is that a lot of these migrants do not work, and then they rely on the welfare program because they come to Spain and they are very poor. So they actually are getting all the social benefits. So if you look at the statistics of people who are actually paying taxes, people from Morocco, Algeria, basically the north of Africa, they less than 30% are paying taxes, meaning that the 70% are either relying on our welfare programs or are working illegally or are doing worse things to make the money. So I really don't think this is going to fix any problems that we have economy-wise.
Even if they got jobs. Let's say these Moroccans were to start working properly.
Yes, but they won't.
You don't think they will?
I don't think they... I mean, I don't say that. The statistics say that.
Yeah.
So if we have to be... if we have to follow the statistics, 70% are not going to work. If something doesn't change, which I doubt it's going to change from one day to another.
Are there some countries that you worry about more than others in terms of immigrants?
Yes. The countries that are not culturally similar to us worry me more because we don't share the same culture, as I said. We don't share the same values, and we don't share the same respect towards women. So those countries worry me more than other countries. Don't get me wrong, we are saturated of people, and right now we should not be welcoming more people until we don't fix the problems that we have. But people from South America, for example, we share the same God, we share kind of the same culture. Women are respected in most cases. So these people don't worry me as much as people that come from radical Islamist countries, for example.
Let's say all 500,000 of them that become regularized are Latinos.
Yeah, that's not going to be the case, though.
You don't think it's the case?
It's definitely not the case. I can guarantee you that.
And do you think that that is the key difference then? It's not the Latinos that Spanish people are worried about. It is the people from other countries, because in most cases, the Latinos come over, they overstay their visa, they get jobs, they want to work.
Yes.
But if they've crossed over from Africa, they don't speak the language, they don't have the same culture. I can see why for Spanish people, that's much more of a concern than if it's Latinos working.
It is definitely a concern, but in my opinion, and that's my personal opinion, I think that anyone that stays in our country illegally is a criminal because they broke the law. So they should be deported as well. And right now, we are overpopulated. I don't know how to say this word in English, but we have just too many people. We have a housing problem. We have economy problem. Our doctor, the list to go to a doctor, it takes years and years. Everything is just so overpopulated. So yes, by statistics, as I said before, Latinos are the ones who pay more taxes. And this is true. So they are more welcome if they come legally and they are going to work. But I don't think we are in a position to welcome people. I think right now we have to clean all the illegals, we have to clean all the criminals, and then we can have a high quality immigration policy.
And then when you have 23% of young people unemployed,
Exactly.
They should be in those roles. But why are young people not working in Spain?
Well, I guess that they lack the motivation because it's so hard in Spain to overcome poverty. Since we have to pay insane amount of taxes to the state, they make it really, really hard for people to do startups, to become entrepreneurs. So I guess the lack of motivation plays a big role there. Also, the fact that we have so many welfare programs, so a lot of people are lazy and are like, if I can get the same money working and not working, I'd rather not work. At the same time, I guess it's hard to find a job. But yes, we have no incentives to be entrepreneurs. It's quite the other way around. If you want to open your own business, you have to leave Spain to have some kind of success, as I had to do that.
I used to live in Havea, and I worked for a family, and he owned a bakery. And I remember him explaining to me how difficult it is to be an entrepreneur because the government obviously Spain has typically really left-wing roots.
Yeah.
It really does protect the worker over the business owners. Is that something you've noticed as well? Workers tend to have a lot of rights.
Yes, which that's great. I believe workers should have rights, but here the main problem is the tax.
Right.
You have to pay tax for everything. There's so many insane laws that I don't even know about, but my friends who are entrepreneurs in Spain always complain about it. They keep fining you for stupid things. They just come after you if you are an entrepreneur and if you own your own business. So a lot of the times, the best thing you can do is work for someone else or work for the state. Actually, we have, I think, like 3 million people working for the state. It's called funcionarios. It's the highest it has ever been in history.
Wow.
Why? Because it's just worth it. It's so sad, but it's what's worth it in our country. And let me tell you, this proves that we are very much getting there to be a communist country.
Some of the people putting up resistance to it becoming a communist country is the Vox party.
Yes.
I remember them launching about 5 or 6 years ago, and they launched before Reform UK became a thing. They are to the right of the centre-right, very heavy on their stance on immigration. Santiago Abascal has been their leader for a while. They seem to be gathering momentum. I think they underperformed in the most recent election, but they still have 33 seats in Parliament. How do people in Spain feel about them right now?
I feel like right now they are winning popularity because the people of Spain are so tired of living in fear, of living abused by the government. So right now they are at their peak, and hopefully it just keeps increasing by the time until the next elections. But it's true, and it's very sad that the mainstream media have played a big role in demonizing them. So at the end of the day, all the old people that just get the news from the TV have them as some kind of racist, homophobes people. So they are not going to vote for them, which is very sad because they are not racist, they are not homophobe, they protect women, and they are the only hope that we have for Spain.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of the interviews with some of the PSOE about this 500,000 policy, and people can have different opinions on either side, but what often is counterproductive is when they'll say, I think I have the quote, one of the politicians said, "We have to fight xenophobia with stats and figures." And it's when you use this heavy language like xenophobia, they don't listen to people's real concerns. I think some people might say there really isn't a case for legal migration to fill jobs in Spain. But when you say that the people who oppose this view are xenophobic, you can't seem to have a natural, normal discussion about it.
It's so funny because they are the first ones to call us hateful, that we divide society, but they are the first ones to cause hate because they make everyone hate us just for opposing their point of views. So it's crazy. And it's not, xenophobia is actually a cute term compared of everything else that they have called us. They have called me a fascist, a Nazi, a racist, a far right, extremist, nationalist. They have called me all type of names. And at the end of the day, I am none of that. I'm just a regular woman with common sense that's speaking up about what's going on. So they are the first ones to create hate and to divide us, which is what they want.
What do you think it is about Spain at the moment that means that they have a slightly more open stance towards immigration than the rest of Europe? Because you can see across Europe at the moment, there's a massive wave of populist right saying enough of immigration. Spain has taken a different approach. And I hear you when you say, actually, Spanish people don't want this. This is just the prime minister. But there is a narrative in Spain that is a little bit more open to migrants, don't you think?
You mean like leftists backing Pedro Sanchez on this decision?
Yeah, but I wonder if there is something unique about Spain's situation because of the Latino angle?
Maybe there is that we do have more immigration, I guess. I don't even know the statistics of the immigration of Spain compared to other European countries, to be fair. But I just think they did a great job in brainwashing people. That's all it comes to my mind. Like, I really don't understand how Spaniards can back these crazy policies and can be so welcoming. Either, like, I can understand the rich Spaniards saying that because they live in gated communities and they don't have to face the reality that the rest of the Spaniards like me have to face. But hard-working Spaniards backing these policies, even though I don't think there are many of them, I really don't understand why they think that. I think they're just brainwashed. It makes no sense to me.
The first time I came across you was a few months ago. And you went on a Spanish television program for breakfast. And Spain is so big on TV.
They are.
It's really much more than, I think, Britain. TV is kind of being phased out. Everyone watches YouTube. But Spanish panel discussion television is huge, and lots of households watch TV while they're having their meals and they talk about these things. So it's still incredibly popular. And you were on a very famous chat show with 6 other people. And you went on and you raised your concerns about immigration.
Vi que lo que vosotros hacéis en esas cadenas de televisión es que en el momento que veis que no podéis ganar un debate porque se os explica la verdad y se le puede documentar con estadísticas, silenciáis a las personas.
¿Tú de verdad crees que estás ganando?
Si te hemos entrevistado 15 minutos, pero vamos a ver, ¿qué es esto?
Estamos hablando respetuosamente.
Estoy retirando la invitación.
Perdonad, chicos, tengo a 6 personas, adultos, atacándome a mí por decir las verdades. Y yo estoy diciendo lo que el 99% de los españoles piensa.
No te han atacado 6 personas. Igual tienes un problema con los números.
After the show, what happened? And what was the public reaction to you?
Okay, so basically I went on that show because I spoke at the UTK rally and they were like, come over and we would like to discuss. They said we would like to interview you about Trump and your history, but basically they just wanted to debate me on immigration. So I debated them back, and after they insulted me, they treated me very rudely. They just said like, okay, there was like a little bit of misunderstanding because I understood I had to leave the studio. They said I could come back another time. Anyways, once all of this happened, I gained a lot of popularity online. I got hundreds and hundreds of messages of regular Spaniards saying, I cannot say this online because I'm afraid of the consequences. I believe like you are so right. Please keep speaking up for us. We are so messed up. We need more people like you. So anyways, they invited me back on that program and we had even a more heated debate about immigration. So basically they were 6 well-known journalists that they worked all their lives as journalists, attacking me personally for my point of views. And I was just trying to defend my point of views, even though I was not trying to attack them personally in the beginning. And yeah, I just gained popularity from it. I gained a lot of support, a lot of love from it. And they just showed the entire Spain what their views are. And they're hypocrites.
Were you approached by the Vox Party to become a spokesperson? Or
Not at all. I have a great relationship with them.
Yeah.
Santiago is a great guy. I have a lot of respect for them. But I rather be independent and not be associated to any party so I can have my own opinions and not be... You know, if I was part of the Vox Party, I should be more mindful of what I say or I don't say. And I like to have this freedom of speech, even though I support them completely. And anything they need, they know they can count on me.
so do you see yourself going into politics?
No. Actually, my main goal in this life, and I keep saying that, is just to be a present mom and wife. Yes, I really believe in my fight and what I stand for. And I hope my voice works for the good and serves the good people of this world. But I really just want to be a mom. Maybe have some side business. I love wellness. People don't know this part of me.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with wellness. I studied medicine for 3 years.
Yeah.
So maybe I would like to have some side business, but I
Yeah.
just want to be a mom.
Yeah, but you are you do lots of campaigns and you speak about lots of things, and
I do.
one of the things you've been speaking about this week is the announcement that Spain is also, like the UK, looking to clamp down on 16-year-olds and under using social media. It's been something that the UK has debated about a lot. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I think they realize the power that social media has and how many people are waking up to the truth thanks to social media. So they are very afraid of more people waking up and voting against their tyrannical government. And then it's also another way to control us, because in order to put this law into work, we would all have to apply to social media through our ID or facial recognition. So this is giving out the state more power over us, and we could no longer be anonymous online, which is very scary, to be honest. So this is just another way they have to control us. And also I find very hypocrite that in Spain, if you are 16 years old or younger, you can abort your baby by yourself without telling your parents, and you can change your gender, meaning you can hormonate yourself without telling your parents, which these have a lot of consequences on your health. You're basically castrating yourself. So it's very ironic that they find 16 years old not able to have social media because they are too innocent, but they can castrate themselves.
Yes. You say you want to become a mum. Do you worry about social media for your children?
I would definitely worry about social media. As a mother, of course, whoever my husband might be in the future would have an opinion on this as well, but I would very much control my kids to not be on social media until they are mature enough. But again, as a mother, I don't want the government telling my kids what they can do or they cannot do. I want to be the one who puts the limit on my kids. I want them to have the freedom to be there if they want to, and I want to.
Yeah. Ada, it was wonderful to have you on Spectator TV.
Thank you so much. The pleasure was mine.